We talking to the Pi-bytes, man.
Pi-bytes.
We might have a Pi-byte or two in
I know that's right.
At the kitchen table.
I can use a nipple.
Because it's cheat day for Talisa. Bless the Lord.
Hallelujah.
God is good.
Yes, we will be talking to Mr. Darrell Spratling.
That's right.
Pi-bytes.
So we'll see you back after the break in a second.
Yes, he is.
Daddy is home.
Daddy in the studio with some
Daddy
Pi-bytes.
in the studio. Anytime Daddy is cooking like this man sitting next to me is cooking.
Daddy doing okay.
Daddy home.
Daddy doing great.
Daddy can come on.
It is some about a daddy that can cook. It is absolutely wonderful.
It's a lot about a daddy that can cook.
You know, Vanessa,
It's
I'm
more
so
than something.
I'm
It's-
so proud of your therapy.
Oh, it's a lot.
So welcome back to the kitchen table. We are celebrating the daddies today, ladies.
Yes,
we
and
are.
in the studio we have the owner, operator, cook, chef,
Master chef,
firefighter,
master chef,
baker,
Stirring
the
it up.
candlestick maker,
Stirring it up.
Mr. Darrell Spratling, the Pi-bytes guy.
Hi.
Good morning. Oh no, he ain't gonna try to get shy.
He gonna get shy.
He gonna come up in here with all these goodies and
Don't
then
be
try to get
scared.
shy.
Don't
about
be
to-
scared.
We about to put this picture on Facebook for you
Yes, ma'am.
of these tasty treats. So talk to me and tell me about Pi-bytes. Tell me exactly what it is. Give us your motto and tell us how it came to be.
Pi-bytes came to be like, let's see here. I always wanted to have my own tapas restaurant where, I serve small plates and just have a cafe. Well, I went to Iraq, did a year over there, couldn't do 2 years, family problems, came back, and I still wanted to put my hands in the restaurant business. So I had a menu vamped out of everything I wanted to do, but the problem I had was I didn't have any desserts. So I decided, why don't I make pies like the size of cupcakes? And so I tried it out, and the thing about this is I'm not a baker. This is the first thing I ever really baked that turned out well. So first one I had was the sweet potato praline, and it was a hit, and I just been moving on since then.
Sweet potato praline.
And it's
Yes.
looking really good over
Anytime you say sweet potato, anything.
Sweet potato
And praline.
And then you add a
put
praline
nuts
and
in
get a
it.
little crunch.
Oh, my
Anytime you
goodness.
got a nut, you doing something.
You know.
I'm just saying.
I know the studio audience is drooling
You
at this
know?
point. Sweet
Yes.
potato praline.
And they should.
I'm looking at something looking like a little bit of key lime and got a little, and it's not just, it don't just look like it's good. It's all got,
Pretty.
Got curb appeal. You understand what I'm
so
saying?
please describe how you made these and how you came up with the idea of making.
But we don't want
what
the
you did.
recipe because then somebody else will get Pi-bytes. But what we do want to know is, first of all, what you brought into the studio today, which ones you brought, and, like how long does the process take?
All right. Well, the ones we have I brought in today I brought in the Kahlua velvet cheesecake, tequila lime, caramel apple cheesecake, Bailey's bourbon white chocolate pecan pie, strawberry lemonade, and the sweet potato praline.
Bourbon. Don't eat and drive. I'm just saying.
Saints, we can have that.
Yummy.
We can have it in the cake. Thank you.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Hallelujah.
Thank you for the check. Well, we are going to sample and taste these, but tell everybody how they can get in touch with you. Do you deliver?
I have an internet-based business right now. I'm looking to go into a building. I've delivered from California, from here to California to Martha's Vineyards. Most of my clients actually come from out of state. So I'm just now really trying to get into hit the Atlanta market. So like tomorrow I'll be doing Real Men Cook down at the World Congress Center. So it's picking up for me, But I also do the firefighting thing. So I'm trying to balance both of them out.
But he bringing the heat in the kitchen,
Yes,
and he
he
putting out the
is.
heat in the building.
All around them is fire.
I'm not mad.
It's
at
hot
him.
all
It's
around.
hot. It's just hot. But I took some the little pie bits, the little smaller ones, because they have smaller ones, and I took them to a PTO meeting. I purchased some for a PTO meeting. Man, them women devoured those pie bits.
Of course.
And it's just a little enough that you don't feel bad about eating four of them
Right.
because you can sample 4 different ones.
The guilt doesn't set in.
Yeah, it doesn't set in, but it gets in your mind. It's like, what do I want to say? It's like,
Oh, she done closed her eyes.
yeah, okay.
You shy. She over there trying to work it out.
I'm just trying to. It's like a sensation all up and through when you roll it around. I'm trying to describe it.
You're trying to describe
I'm not
it.
doing real well. It's really good.
It's good.
And then you have the Pi-bytes, which is what we have here this morning. It's like a cupcake. And so, why buy a whole pie
When you can get
when you can just have a bite?
Well, one of the questions I have is we're celebrating dads today, and we're talking about, real men cook. You mentioned that you're going to be part of the event tomorrow. What makes, I guess, do you find other men that love to cook? Is that a norm? Because again, when we celebrate it, it's like, okay, we don't see this all the time. You always see mom in the kitchen, but it's something about a dad being in the kitchen. Do you find more men that are getting in the kitchen more often?
Well, me being in the fire department, it's majority men, and we always cook. It's always like, who cooks the best dish? Who's gonna cook? It's like that, or you have a firehouse chef. But what I think is, we have a mindset. Men as a whole had a mindset that cooking was straight for women, and I think what's helped out men to go ahead and do more is like the cooking networks. You see all these men out here tasting these things that can do these different things, and it's not looking so feminine. Because I have a 5-year-old son at home, and if he came to me and was like, "Can you buy me a kitchen?" we would have a problem because he needs to be having a football or basketball. But I mean, it's just changing now. Like women can do it all, men can too. So
when you said at the firehouse, you all have contests. How many of them do you win? Do you win any?
No, I mean we know it's like an unspoken contest.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Bragging rights.
Like somebody might be able to make a banana pudding. He might not cook his, and then somebody else might have the kind that you cook.
Right.
So
homemade.
So it's not a contest, but it's always the other banana pudding tastes better than this one.
Right. So it's just bragging rights.
It's just bragging rights.
Just bragging rights.
And they know, on the side, okay, his was better, but it's unspoken.
Right.
I got
Yeah.
you.
Well, so now if your son, you said it before, if your son asked for a stove, he could grow up to be a great chef.
You're right. And
so now, would you still have a problem if he said, "Let me get a stove set"? You didn't have to be pink; they got the red and white one.
Would you just take him to the actual kitchen?
It's still that man in him. Nobody wants to come home and find their son in the kitchen playing house by himself, cooking meals for dolls and stuff. No man wants to come home and see that.
Maybe he's not trying to cook for dolls. Maybe he's trying to cook something for you.
Right, but in your mind, you're not thinking. When you come home and see your son with an apron on in the kitchen.
Well, you didn't put an apron on him. He just all I got him in some jeans and a t-shirt in front of the stove cooking some eggs for
he
daddy.
got an apron on with Mahalia Jackson singing in the kitchen.
Yeah, singing in the background.
Let me tell you how bad it is. I do Pi-bytes, and I tell my family and stuff back home, I'm happy. I'm saying, look, I start my own company. I do Pi-bytes and everything. Well, the first thing they think about is meats. You ain't barbecuing?
Right.
So
right.
I went home and I'm telling my uncle, and I'm like, hey, I start my own company. He's like, what kind of company? I'm like, well, I'm doing this thing, Pi-bytes. Pi-bytes? Pies? Oh, you a pastry chef? I'm like,
wow.
a baker. You ain't got no ribs?
Yeah.
So, and I don't want to be referred to as the pie man either, So when people ask me about my company, I'm very proud of my company, but I still have that stereotype that desserts are like feminine to me. So when they ask what kind of desserts do you have, I'd be like, pies.
Look, I'm gonna need you to speak up loud and strong because these things are delicious.
Wait, I've been in the background screaming. What you say, baby? Say it over again.
Say it out loud. I can't hear you.
But you're showing them that you can bake and still keep it manly.
Right.
Exactly.
And the reality is real men do cook.
Real men, exactly.
Right. They
real
do cook.
Men
They bake.
Cook,
they do.
Period.
They cook. I mean, I know. I went to school with a guy that bakes a pound cake that is ridiculous. That can compete with any woman. And I mean, he does the pound cake with the strawberries going through with the lemon. So I didn't think twice when we were at that networking function.
Not at all.
All I saw was I did not see that man.
I didn't either.
I saw that little I was like,
there you go.
Oh, these little things look good.
Exactly.
I didn't know whether it was a young lady there who is actually your daughter. So happy Father's Day because we know you have
happy
children.
Father's Day.
Father's Day.
How many children do you have?
Boy, I got a football team.
Oh,
And I got 6 of them.
oh, you got a basketball
okay.
team and a sub. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
No, what he has is a tribe.
Yes.
But it's all good.
Yeah, it's
and
all
I'm sure
good.
they're very pleased that daddy is cooking or
That's right.
baking.
Yeah, they are.
So do you
good.
cook too?
Yeah.
You said you bake, but do you cook?
Yeah, I do. Bacon is not my forte, actually.
No.
Well,
No,
what
it's
is
not.
it?
You know,
Is it deeper than this?
I like to cook. Yeah, I'm straight cook.
So you do the ribs actually
Yeah,
that they ask.
I do
oh,
all
okay.
that. This was just a side thing that I was
Right.
trying to do as a just to see how it worked out, and it ended up blowing up. It ended up doing real well. So,
Wow.
You know.
yeah. So I told people I was making pies, and they laughed because they know I couldn't bake. They knew I couldn't bake at all.
But who's laughing now?
Yeah, he who laughs last the loudest. Is that right?
Because I'm going to be laughing and chewing in a few minutes.
In a few minutes.
We all will. Yes.
Well, again, how can people get in contact with you and be able to get some Pi-bytes?
My website is www.pi-bytes.com, and that's pi-bytes.com.
And what is the phone number?
678-431-7758.
Well, we want to make
Beautiful.
sure that everybody gets a hold of some Pi-bytes because they are absolutely scrumptious. They are beautiful to look at. And we are definitely celebrating dads that know how to, as you said, do it all.
And thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much for coming in.
And wait a minute, he didn't just bring the Pi-bytes. He got presentation.
Yes, he does.
He didn't bring paper plates. He got the nice little plates and glass. Listen, y'all.
Made a great
That's glass.
impression. Yes. Yes.
Well, again, we thank you so much for joining the ladies at the kitchen table. And we want you guys to get some of his Pi-bytes because they are absolutely scrumptious. Welcome back. Welcome back.
All right.
See what happened when you bring sugar to the
Oh,
table?
my goodness.
We licking,
We
oh my
licking
some
goodness.
more.
Got that sugar rush going on.
And we just happy to have the daddies at the table.
Let me just say thank you
You're welcome.
for being here this morning.
Yeah. Thank you
Just
for being
thank
here.
you.
Thank you.
I want
for
to thank
the-
you for coming on cheat day.
Oh my goodness, you all have got to go out to his website. Order.
And it's on the Facebook site too.
Oh my goodness, this sweet potato pecan praline is just
And it's
off
so. And
the
let me tell you something.
chain.
This is what I think is so great about these is that, you can actually, one of them is enough. One of them really is enough. Unless you want to, you don't have to get that whole pie. One of them is enough. And it's so good. They're so creamy and flaky, and
my
and the
goodness.
presentation, the little box
my
that he brought them in.
He brought real spoons. He ain't bring that
Wait a
plastic
minute,
stuff
wait a
up in
minute,
here.
Y'all hear that? We licking on real spoons. We not licking on plastic. And I mean, they cute little scoop it up spoons. What man does this?
But this is how you do a small business.
This is
Right.
exactly how
This
you do
is
it.
exactly how you do a small business, and your presentation, the way you present, and not to mention it's delicious. This is how you make a first good impression in a small business.
Exactly.
And I'm not just saying this because I have a sweet tooth, but this is delicious.
It is delicious, and everybody should go on Pie. And if you go on Pi-bytes and you tell them you heard about it on the kitchen table, you might get a discount. I don't know.
Yeah, we can do a discount.
Yes, we might get a little discount.
Get
You
a
tell
free
them
box.
There you go.
You get a free.
Woo.
He said a free
A
box.
box. A
said
free
a
box
free
of, or just a free box.
I see the dads have some humor attached.
Yeah, because we're gonna let Dad know that you got to give something when you're doing a little business, especially when you start.
Yeah, we do it. We do it.
But I'm sure he'll hook.
Yeah,
He'll
we
take
will.
care of you.
We'll
Just
do
mention you heard us.
15% off.
There
Oh,
you
right.
go.
Mention the kitchen table and okay, as you can see, I took another little bite. Mention the kitchen table and get 15% off when you order some Pi-bytes. I mean, order a dozen of them. You can get a mixture, a combination of different ones. This is I think this is great for any kind of function, but particularly for like a baby shower.
A little light get together.
A light get together for a dinner party. I think it's great because if you don't want to just have one dessert,
Right.
you can have a cluster of different types of desserts, and people will just thank you and be looking for the next dinner party.
And for everyone who's dieting, it won't ruin your diet.
No.
You can have one and not
you can
feel
have one and
guilty.
keep it moving.
Exactly.
But it's gonna be hard though, because it's like that potato chip.
And wait, you got to see Bettina's face staring at the plate. She talking about it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be real hard as she stares at the plate and tries to contemplate which one she gonna sample next.
But
My goodness.
we are having today is our Father's Day show, and
It is
we're
the daddies.
saluting our fathers. But I just have to read this story. You all may or may not have heard about 33-year-old Orlando Shaw. He has fathered 22 kids by 14 women and can't afford to pay child support.
I saw that joker on the air.
Some stuff. I'm not even gonna say it.
But it's Father's Day, and I wanted to bring this story up because he he's still a father or dad or however you want to refer to him. He has children. And he's the male in that relationship, so he is a father.
Happy Father's Day, Orlando, on behalf of all 74 of your children. He said 14 is what he said on the news, more or less.
Women.
14 women, 18 children, more or less.
Give or take.
And he had the nerve and the gall to say, with some stank to it, they know I can't pay that child support.
Well, currently the state pays close to $7,000 for all of his children. Yes.
Seven who?
$7K. Yes. For all of his kids. He said he was young and ambitious and he loved women. He said you can't knock a man for loving women.
And the problem is the little reporter, you know, when you got a clown and you want to make him clown, he said, so do the women like you, huh? The women love me.
I consider the taxes we pay on
that's LL Cool. Look, that's LL Cool O.
See,
the ladies love Cool Orlando.
I don't even want to hear that. All I'm saying is why can't I have this as a tax write-off? Because the taxes that we're paying for, because we are paying his taxes.
Yes,
that's basically what's happening.
Mm-hmm. So, what do you think about that? What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are,
keep it clean. Keep it clean.
I believe. Well, you know what? I think first of all, the system. You know, I don't agree with him having all them kids, but the system is kind of messed up for men anyway.
Okay.
So that's one strike against us already because we're the bad guys, and they need to. I believe they need to implement some sort of program for these people that can't pay their child support. They should do like community service and stuff, so that way they can get paid, and that money that they're working for will go towards child support. Where it's implemented. You either do your community service hours or you go to jail.
But, you know, I think, too, some of these women need to be held accountable, too.
Yeah, because, you know, who is sleeping with this dude?
14,
I mean, really.
18, 22 kids. Somebody knew he had kids beforehand. So he's not all to blame because it does take two to tango.
It's a lot of sex and very little protection.
Exactly. So I don't think he should be 100%.
No, I think he should. I think he is 100% to blame for his part, and they're 100% to blame for theirs. And the bottom line to it is, when you were rolling around in the hay with this dude, unprotected, you knew good and well. You was thinking, "Oh, he fine. He is good looking. Now I ain't gonna take nothing from him. That joke fine. Mm-hmm. He kind of cute. That little chocolate drop. You better stop playing with it.
When I see him, I see kids.
So well, that's because you got
cute.
I didn't say come roll up on me. I just said that joke is kind of good. I understand.
I see him and I see 22 kids just floating around in there.
I understand what the situation is. Now, Flavor Flav with all them kids, that I don't understand.
That is an equation that we don't have the formula for.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So that I cannot understand. But this dude, I understand how he could slip in on somebody when they ain't looking, per se. And and make a baby. But my point is each one of them are 100% because just like he should protect himself and take care of his children, she should have protected herself as well.
Absolutely.
Okay. And take care of her
children. But you know what, to your point, we talked about, like you said, Vanessa, you referenced the show that we had talking about, the system. And the system is flawed.
Right.
But at the same time, like you ladies said, there's some responsibility on both sides. If you have one child and you got 3, then we need to kind of have some conversations.
And then you go back and make 10 more.
Right.
And then maybe 5 or 6 more after that.
That's too many kids. That's 1940. Okay.
It's no different than Nadia Suleiman.
The Octomom, exactly.
It's no different than her. She's
on welfare, right?
She getting a little something. And said she would never do that. Well, you have all these children. You have a few of them that have autism, that have special needs. How are they getting it's hard to give one child the proper attention and love and coddling that they need. You got 14 children and some of them is 8 of them together at the same age running around.
Right.
That's a lot of children and very little attention to each.
So how do you stop that?
Well, first of all, that doctor that did that, that's these children are here and they're blessed. And God makes children. I believe, and I firmly believe that. We don't know what any of Orlando's 22 or 85 children is going to do. You know what I'm saying? Them jokers might grow up and run a business. And right.
Absolutely.
So we don't know what's going on with that. However, God makes children, and there's a place in this world for them, and we need not Judge, I just think people need to make better choices and make better decisions because they're not considering these children. Because if you have that many children, how are you if you are not the king of a tribe where all of your children are under the same hut,
and you can take
so to
care
speak,
of
and
them.
you can take care of them? How are they all getting the proper father?
That's from the
Attention.
state. That's from the state, and that $7,000.
But that attention that you
The
get from
attention
those
ain't
fathers-
even financial.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. What about a man who has a child who is doing well, working, and loses his job and cannot pay what the state says he can pay, but he is constantly trying to get his child, take his child, do
Well,
things
that's
with him, what he can do?
different. Yeah.
Do you think that he should be charged with not being able to pay child support?
No, I think
But they are.
That's why the system is
It's
flawed.
flawed.
He's
Absolutely
right.
Because this person here, I don't know if he's been to jail behind not.
Well, he
paying
was
child
standing in
support
front of
or
the
not.
courthouse when he gave his little interview.
But I've known guys who have gone to jail for less than what he.
Oh
has
yeah,
done.
they'll take your license and everything.
and they're trying.
Right.
So I'm just not understanding it. And again, the system is definitely flawed.
the system is definitely flawed, and I think dads, like the dad we have at this table, needs to be compensated for doing really well.
Absolutely.
And we have a big problem in our society of being able to penalize without paying attention to what people do well. But that needs to be handled. He knew after he done created them kids. Now he want to do an interview. You need to talk to
But
him
let me be
beforehand.
clear about something. I don't believe in giving people credit for what you're supposed to do. You don't get credit for doing what you're supposed to do.
that's an
That's just
opinion.
like mothers. When you are taking care of your children, you fed him today. You don't get credit for that. You're supposed to feed your
That's
children.
right. That's
you don't
right.
get credit for that. I've heard guys say, I pay child support for all my children, and I'm like, okay, and you get
And
credit
you're
for what?
supposed to. And you're
You
supposed to.
should.
So we talking today about what daddies add to the family.
That's right. So
We
we're gonna
talking
stop
about-
talking about the ones that's not doing what they're
There you
supposed
go.
to. We're gonna talk about the
we
ones
talk
that
about
are.
addition and not subtraction. And all I got to say is James Brown said, "Papa got a brand,
brand
new
new
bag."
bag.
And we got Pi-bytes.
That's right. That's right. That's right. So join us back at the conversation, and we'll check you in a second. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. We ain't just Mahalia Jackson on this side.
That's right.
Good morning, and welcome back to the kitchen table. We are celebrating Daddy.
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day. We are so happy. You know what they always say?
What's that?
Daddies don't get no love. Mamas get all the love.
Well, you know what? Daddies on Father's Day, bless their little hearts. They just get
They get the
socks
tie
and
and
the tie that don't match anything.
Old Spice.
Some Old Spice.
What you say? And Old Spice ain't never going out of business.
Yeah, you say what you
Daddy's
wanna
Day
say.
is coming.
And depending on whose chemistry you mix it with, that Old Spice be kind of good. You better stop playing with it. That Old Spice, you put that
Go
Old
get
Spice
some
on
for-
somebody, that's
for our
kind
producer.
of good.
Old Spice don't repackage their stuff because they know they ain't never going out of
Let me
business.
tell you something. And then, and what's the little guy on the Old Spice commercial? What's his name?
Terry-
That
Terry-
little
Terry
nut on that Old Spice commercial. He got pecs jumping and
Oh,
popping.
my goodness.
I'm like, and his head even moves. That's too much for me. His head look like chitlins.
See, stop it.
Okay, never
Stay
mind.
focused. Stay focused. So Darrell from Pi-bytes is still with us this morning. And Darrell, what's the best Father's Day gift you've ever gotten? Oh, he thinking, y'all.
I'm trying. Yeah, I have to think about this one. I think the best one I've got was kids made breakfast.
Oh, that's good.
That was
Very
about
good.
the best one. Other than that, I usually can find my Father's Day gift at the dollar store.
That's how they do
sweet.
that.
Yeah.
That's
They'll
how they
flash
do
like
that. Yeah, that's how they
But
do.
they want you to take them to the mall for Mama's Day.
Right. Take them to
No.
and K Jewelers.
And you know what I heard, and this is very true. Y'all tell me if I'm correct. On Mother's Day weekend on Sunday, all the restaurants are packed out. But on
Exactly.
Father's Day, they're not.
Oh, you
packed
can just
out.
get in there and sit down.
You just get in.
You can
Right.
right on in there and sit down.
But do you think
Nobody's taking Dad off Father's Day.
do you think the saying "Mama's baby, Daddy's maybe" has a lot to do with it?
No. I think what the problem
I'm just
is.
putting it out there. The people, Bettina's people, asked me.
The
to
people,
ask
they
this.
text you?
Yeah, they text
they
me.
must couldn't get
they
through.
winked at me.
They
That's
winked
what
at
they
me.
were
They
doing.
oh, they couldn't get
They
through.
wanted me to ask for you.
Oh no, well I think the problem is like sports. So a big game would be on Father's Day, so that's why
That's
a
true.
lot of them don't go out because they want to stay home. And watch
That
the
is
game.
true. The Heat's got to beat
Right.
the Spurs on Sunday. That's true. That is true.
This is what happens when folk get sugar.
Oh
Comes
my
with
goodness.
a lifetime
when
guarantee.
they get sugar, they don't know how to act. Folk is still eating at the table.
Sade.
Pi-bytes everywhere.
Pi-bytes everywhere. The Pi-bytes man is the fireman, the Pi-bytes man, and I ain't mad at him.
I like the food Saturdays,
I know.
Yeah, honey, we need to have those a little more often.
Especially the sugar ones.
especially the sugar
The
ones.
sugar ones. Well, we appreciate Mr. Darrell, and we enjoyed him this morning from his company, Pi-bytes, and definitely make sure that you plug into him and bless him in his business and help him to move further, because seeing fathers cooking again is just something absolutely wonderful. We at the kitchen table love you guys to death. Make sure you join us back 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Love 860, and we will be here, rest assured.
Happy
ladies.
Father's Day.
Happy
We love
Father's
you
Day.
to
We love
life.
you.